So print my name, then sign?
Yeah.
So these two?
Yeah, whatever it says. Yeah, those two.
Again, I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's no problem. We're not busy people.
Today is 7/13, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Oh, there's more.
Wait,
Oh, wow, there's so much to sign. Do I sign it or print it?
print right there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we didn't come up with these forms.
Oh, no worries.
What is this address?
Well, it's
3345.
65.
60. Okay.
Is it okay if you want me to put this one or my house?
Oh, put this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, the one that we're doing the interview on.
Yeah.
Photograph made by me and what do I write there?
That's where we
That's
put our
us.
names.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I think you got everything.
Over here, do I print and sign?
Yeah, let's you print
Okay.
and sign. And yeah, let's do it. You got a fancy pen.
I love this pen.
That's good handwriting too.
Yeah.
My parents made me go after school to learn penmanship.
Yeah, it was,
I always wish I could do that. I've tried to learn how to write with like a feather pen, and it's really hard. I can't do it.
Oops.
I used to write like an architect, just all caps everything.
All caps,
Yeah.
really small.
Yeah. My capital letters and just bigger letters. Because
Yeah.
yeah, just like that. Exactly.
Is that everything?
That's it. Yeah, and then you can keep that one.
Would you guys like a drink or something?
I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you though.
Hey, we're here to please.
So I have a little script to read off just for our.
So basically, don't talk.
Hi, this is Bella Bewer, and I'm here at Abie Eisenbach's parents' home at 3365 North 54th Street in Sherman Park, Milwaukee. And today is July 13th, 2017, and we're doing an interview with Abie Eisenbach. Also in this room is my partner, Kaylin Reed, helping with the audio recording. And this interview is being sponsored by Professor Regit Sen and the Buildings, Landscapes, Cultures Field School at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and will be stored at the Goldemeyer Library Archives. At this time, could you please give us your verbal consent to use this audio recording?
Yes, you have consent.
Okay, thank you. Also, on August 12th, we're having a presentation of all of our stories that we've collected at the Old Finney Library on Sherman and North. So our professor will be, I believe, sending you an email about that.
Okay, what day is that?
August 12th.
No, what day?
Oh,
I think it's a Friday or Saturday.
If it's Saturday, I can't make it.
Yeah, I think it's a Friday. So it's not like you have to go or anything,
Oh.
but a lot of people were interested in seeing what we found.
this is Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we'll start off by, like, you could share your first impressions of Sherman Park, or share like when you first moved here, what
I
it was
was
like.
born here.
Okay.
Born in St. Joe's. And it's home. I went out of town to school, but at the end of the day, Milwaukee is always home.
Mm-hmm. So you were born in Sherman Park.
I was born in St. Joe's, right up the block. Into this house, actually.
Wow.
So this is my childhood home,
And
And then-
you live just
right next door.
right next door.
Yes, people still make fun that I'm a mama's boy, but I'll take it. She's a great woman. But yeah,
Okay. And I suppose you could talk about some features of this home since you grew up here. Maybe talk about growing up, how you used this space, or what it was
Well,
like living in this home.
I'm the youngest of 6, and my closest sibling is 10.5 years older than me. So I pretty much grew up an only child. Not only child, but they were out of the house by the time I remember everything. So I had my run of the house pretty much till I was older. Then they got married and moved back. Not moved back, but when they came to visit, I would sleep on the couch because thank God they took up all the rooms. But I know you can't see, but that used to be the dining room, which led into the kitchen. And then my parents added on all the back over there. And we have a synagogue in the back now. But it's my home. It's what I grew up with. And my grandmother used to come and visit. We still call it her room, even though she passed like 12 years ago. That's still her room. And the girls have their room. I have 2 sisters. And then the boys have their room. So it's still, even though they haven't been living in the house for almost 30 years, it's still home.
Are you very involved with your church? and your
With the
family?
synagogue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're also part of the Sherman Park Community Association.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and your role in that?
I am just a board member. I'm still fairly new,
Okay.
trying to learn all the intricacies of this wonderful neighborhood.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of them.
So could you maybe
But-
tell us some of like?
I also am involved in the Citizens Patrol. Me and a few guys got it up and running, more than a few. But that's also something I'm involved in. The Sherman Park Community Association is obviously grander. I wanted to join because now I have my kids here, and I want to make it a place for them to grow up like it was for me to grow up. I remember walking on the streets as a kid, just saying hi to all my neighbors. I went to school at Yeshiva Elementary School on 51st and Keefe. I used to ride my bike there, back and forth, wave to all the neighbors. It's just a friendly place to live. So I want to bring that back. Nowadays, it's different than it was 30 years ago. So I want to try to bring the unity back into the community.
And why do you think that has changed over time?
That's a good question. I mean, society's changed. We get more, media is getting more involved in our daily lives. And people are getting information from there. Whether it's right or wrong, that's where they're getting it from. So now we have internet, cell phones, computers, iPads. Back then we didn't have anything. We had the old phones, and that was how we reach each other. Now everything's instant. Someone wants to get somewhere, or if you want to order something, go to Amazon now, get it within 45 minutes. But back then you had to go to the store, shop. So society has become an instant society. They want instant gratification.
So do you think that has changed like how people act around each other, like socially?
hmm Instead of interacting with people, they're all busy on their cell phones and not paying attention to other people. Like when people walk by, I try to still say hi to them, talk to them. At time, you have to put the cell phone away and realize there are still people out there in the world who wouldn't mind being told hello. Forgot about
Is
that
that a
clock.
very old clock?
I don't know. It doesn't really work that well.
I think my grandparents had the same clock. um, Maybe you could tell us a little bit about your favorite places in the community, or where you spend a lot of your time socializing.
At work.
At work. Where do you work?
We have a store on 48th and Burleigh, a kosher meat club.
Oh,
My parents moved here 40 some odd years ago, and they've been working at the store ever since. So I moved back here 11 years ago, and I started working at the warehouse on East Capitol,
okay. Where did you live before you moved?
Cleveland. I went to school there, and I learned there. And then I got married. We lived there for 9-10 months, and then we moved back here.
Mm-hmm.
We moved here in June of 2006, and we had our first kid in August at St. Joe's.
Right where you were born.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you go to school for?
To Talmud, just to learn. And I work part-time also as a realtor, real estate agent.
Okay. So a lot of people have brought up renters in the area, that they feel like renters don't care as much for their properties. How do you feel about that, or what's your opinion?
It depends the person. I mean, as a renter, you would assume that they're living in the house, they would want to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you have people who just don't care about anything. And they figure they'll be there for a year, they can trash the house, trash the area, they don't care about their neighbors, and just move on. But think 54th Street, over here, where I live, all my neighbors are pretty much amazing. This is a great block to live on. Can we pause in a minute or no?
We can just leave it running. You can go ahead and answer.
I don't know what that guy wants.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's no problem.
He's leaving. That's fine.
Gotta put something heavy on it now.
Just got this stupid thing.
Very comfy ottoman.
Just squishing all over. So I can't ask him any house questions, but that's okay.
I mean, he's lived in this house for most of his
I know,
childhood.
but it's different because
He doesn't own it.
it's very different when you're a child than when you're an adult, how you use space.
That's very true.
And so it wouldn't really be relevant.
I guess we
I could ask him about foreclosures. Or I could talk about technology. What were we talking about?
renters.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's no problem.
It's always a party here.
So we were talking about
Renters.
Yeah.
So, for the most part, I mean, I can only hope that people actually care about where they're living and they're neighbors. But as I said, society has changed, and people have become enveloped in themselves, and they're only worried about themselves now. So if there's litter that flows onto their neighbor's lawn, they don't care. But a homeowner, they take pride in their house. So it's their house, they're there for the long haul. So they will take better care about their houses.
And you said you moved back here 11 years ago. Did you move right into this house?
Yes.
Okay. And how many children did you have at that time? Or
When I moved,
yeah,
none.
none. So how
We-
how old are your children, or how many do you have?
The oldest is turning 11 in August. Then we have a 9-year-old, a 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and an almost 2-year-old.
Wow, so they're all like perfectly spaced.
Right.
So
That's 6, right?
6, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got them all.
Oh my goodness.
5 boys and 1 girl.
Oh boy.
Yes, she is my princess.
So, do you feel that you have enough space in your house for that many people?
We make it work. We make it work, but you're an architect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or
We
both
may have
are-
to talk. Oh, perfect. So we may have to talk.
Definitely.
About expanding? you
Yes. But thank God no one's complaining.
mean? Are there like restrictions on what you can do to your houses here in terms of like remodeling or additions?
I don't know.
Okay.
When I can
Wait,
afford it, I'll probably have to find out. But till then,
Right. Well, I was just asking because like around Sherman, there's like rules like you. They're historically significant, so
Oh.
you have to use certain materials.
right,
and
I don't
it's-
think my house is
Okay.
that historically
I
significant.
thought it looked pretty nice from the outside.
Thank you.
Do you know how old any of these houses are when they were built?
I think the 30s or 40s. I could be wrong, but I know this house has been around for a long time.
Yeah, that sounds about right from.
Yeah,
The
because
area.
the houses here are actually pretty different looking than as you go
Mhm.
the other direction. Like the stone and the colonial style. So we figured they looked a little bit newer, but we weren't sure.
I know I almost positive my parents bought this house from the original owner.
Wow. Okay.
So I
When
think
did-
around the 30s.
When did they buy this house?
My parents in the 70s, late 70s, 76, 77.
Okay. So, do you have any foreclosures or issues with foreclosures in this part of town?
I believe there are a few. It's not rampant like in other areas, but of course you'll have 1 or 2 here or there. But on a whole, I don't think it's that major,
Why do you
that
think?
significant.
Why do you think there aren't as many here as other parts of the city?
Because we got great people here who are hardworking and pay their bills and take pride in their house, in their neighborhood. Because when I told you we do a patrol, a citizens patrol, so when I drive around, we stop, we say hello to our neighbors, and there's a genuine friendliness around this neighborhood that I don't think, not only will you find it anywhere else in the city, you'd be hard pressed to find it anywhere in the country. I mean, we're just like a friendly neighborhood with great people.
I forgot to ask. So that's called a citizens watch,
Sherman Park Citizens Patrol.
citizens patrol. So you and a couple other people started that.
Yes.
I actually hadn't heard of that before.
Oh.
So maybe just tell us a little bit more about that, when it started.
It started last December. Yes. And right now our boundaries are 48th to 60th Burleigh to Nash, but we're looking to expand, hopefully soon, to further west, further east, and further north and south. Yes. To hopefully soon expand to the whole Sherman Park area.
So you, like, what does that entail? Like,
Oh, we drive around just patrolling the area. We have lights on top of the cars, magnets, and there's a driver and a ride-along. So the ride-along takes notes about anything we see, any interactions we have, basically anything. And we just let people know that we're here, that we're watching.
have you ever
That.
had to, like, would you, like, call the police
Yeah.
or something? Have you ever had to do that?
Yes. Someone saw domestic violence happening right outside. And they observed. We don't interact with anything. We're not allowed to have weapons or anything. And they called 911 and the police were there. That's one thing I love. District 7 police. They are great people.
So you see pretty rapid responses.
Yeah.
from Police here.
I mean, for something like that, yeah. They were here. We had some gunshots here the other night, a week or two ago. And they also came out fairly quickly.
That's interesting because I feel like, would it be further west that we are?
Yeah.
Further west,
No,
it's
east actually.
east. Sorry, I turned around. But it seemed that we've seen a couple things happen, and it'll take the police like 30 minutes to get there, and they're just a couple blocks away.
Well, it depends what the crime is.
There was a
Oh.
3-car crash right in front of where we're
Yeah.
stationed, and it took them about. I mean, we got there. It looked right after it happened, but
And it took them a long time.
it took them about.
Was anyone injured?
We couldn't tell.
I don't think.
Right, so if no one was injured.
Yeah.
That's true. But our professor was all over. He's like, the police station is right here. Why are they not
Right.
here yet?
I went through not any, it could be they were all out on calls.
Mm-hmm.
I went through Citizens Academy, so they show you the other side of the coin, so to speak. So sometimes it could be a big whatever, shooting or whatever that they need to be at. And if no one was injured at the accident, yes, I'm assuming. I don't know any details.
No, we don't really.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
See? See? Gotta know the other side.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Could you tell us about, well, do you remember the unrest in the 60s or the marches in 67?
How old do you
I
think
don't
I
know
am?
I don't know how old you are, I'm sorry. We've been trying to ask people that. We've been talking to
Do you
them.
have any stories
From the 60s?
No, like your parents have told you about it, or no?
I'm sorry.
It's all
I'm not
good.
sure.
Well, I mean, you surely have. You've been living here for 11 years, but
I've been here basically my whole life.
yeah. So
Right.
there was.
I mean, I
don't
went
know.
to school 60s,
Well, when were you born?
80s.
Really? Okay.
she's
I
still
just
trying
look
to-
old.
She's still freaking out about.
I'm really bad about guessing ages.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, it's all
terrible.
good.
I'm actually known for that. I
That's
think.
what my gray hair does.
But
But my wife will. I like that. Don't worry.
speaking of just, I guess, unrest in general, we have. So last year, you know, everything
Yes,
was-
I remember that. Me and my brother-in-law went to go see what was happening. I know not the smartest idea, but we got to 44th and Burleigh and saw all the stones and whatever all over the grass, all over the street. We said, we're getting out of here. And we made a U-turn and just got out of there.
Yeah, so
But I don't know if that was anything like in the 60s because I wasn't born yet.
I'm sorry. Like
No,
we
I'm
talked,
kidding.
We talked with Pat Olin about it, and we talked to Deborah Ford Lewis.
Great
Yeah,
people.
so we talked about them about that. Yeah, so like how do you think the unrest last year has kind of changed the community, or how has it affected people?
I think it's finally opened communication, opened up a dialogue, how we can change, because no one and nothing is perfect. There's always a need for change and for growing. If you're flatlining, that means you're not. That's not the line, but if you're going on a straight path, you're neither growing or learning. So you always got to be climbing that mountain. So it opened up the doors to grow and get better and learn from the past.
Do you have, I'm sure you have questions built up in your head.
Well, I've been kind of trying to get a understanding of how, like we were talking about how technology has shaped society. So kind of maybe go more into detail of how it's shaped your life at least, and how you kind of see it shaping other people.
Well, not only technology, but like sources of entertainment.
Yeah.
And like how that entertainment is like integrated in the space of your home.
I'll be honest with you. I'm old school. I love the 80s, the 90s, pre-cell phone, pre-internet. I used to go to 53rd Street School, play baseball with my friends, ride our bikes. We used to just have fun. We didn't need to sit in front of a computer, iPad, television. I did watch a lot of TV, don't tell anyone. But we didn't need it to have fun. Now, my kids, all they want to do is play on the iPad, watch PBS Kids, watch this, play with that. There's no more, can we go outside and play ball? Granted, I'm sure they would want to, if whenever, but they'd rather play on the iPad. They'd rather watch something as opposed to going out and playing. And unfortunately, like with this Pokemon Go thing, I don't know if it's still a thing.
No.
I mean, it was a fad that lasted 8 days. What? I mean, they made their money in what, a week and a half?
They made like rules that you like can't do at certain places anymore because it was causing so many
Right.
problems.
It was really big on campus.
It was a problem.
And I refused to get it
Yeah.
because,
No kidding.
It kills people's batteries too anyway.
well,
Yeah.
but like, that's what society has become, a Pokemon Go society. Where instead of just walking around interacting with people, they're walking around looking at their phones trying to find Pikachu. And it drives me crazy when they're driving. And I'm guilty of this too. They're texting, they're talking on their phones. There was a time I forgot my phone at home and I was driving, and it was the best drive I had. You could relax. If you want, you could listen to music or just sit in quiet and have a few minutes for yourself. Now, you wake up, you grab your cell phone, check if you have any texts, you check your emails, you buy something from Amazon. There's no more introspection. And as we're speaking, my phone is ringing. Exactly. I mean, if your wife forgot something on the shopping list, she couldn't call you when you're in line halfway through checkout saying, oh, I need this, this, and this, and this. She'd have to wait until you got back, and if she needed it, you go back out again. I know it's convenient for that, but it has its pros and its cons.
It's just different.
I mean, you guys are college kids, so if you're drunk on campus and you can't drive, you can get an Uber.
Yeah, that's convenient.
That I'm saying, it has its pluses and its minuses.
Uber's a whole other story.
So I
Yes.
was gonna ask. So when you were growing up here, did you play with other neighbor kids like across the street, or where did you play?
Yeah. I I predate the school here, so I used to go to school in Chicago from kindergarten through 5th grade.
From here.
No, I would live by my grandmother.
Oh, okay.
So I would come home every week for Sabbath and holidays. I would be home. But across the street from the store, there was a printing press. And I don't know if she was a single mother. I was a young kid. I didn't ask questions. But she had a son, Sammy, that I used to be friends with. And I used to play with him over there in the printing press, all over. And same being the Jewish neighborhood, I had friends here also I played with. I mean, we played with anybody back then. We weren't that worried.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's different now that you have your own kids? Like, do you feel like you're not, like, are you comfortable with them just running around and talking to people? Or?
I mean, I know pretty much everyone on the block. And all the kids on this block are great kids. I mean, unbelievable. It's unbelievable how lucky I am to live on such a block. That no matter Jewish, non-Jewish, they're just good kids. And I think their parents are homeowners.
As long as they're homeowners.
But I don't mind my kids playing with anyone. It's more my wife who's nervous about that sort of stuff. But I don't think she has a problem. There are a lot of kids up the block, on the next block over. So my kids go on a Sabbath afternoon, they go play. Uh-oh, the boss is here. But, so, I'm saying, as I said before, this is a great neighborhood.
Right. Just had a question in my head. Maybe you can ask another question and I'll remember it.
So you predate the school, you said, but we've been hearing a lot about how, is that part of the MPS school district? No. How do you think education kind of is shaping how, how do I want to phrase this? So it's not too heavy. But like, how do you think education
Hello?
plays a factor?
Oh, you have a lot of garbages?
Hi, Ta.
Oh, take it. Hi, Abie.
Is that your dad?
I got it before you. Oh, good. That's it.
Yes, that's my dad. Didn't
So-
even know we were here.
So you're just asking like how education is affecting the community? Is that kind of what you're asking?
Yeah.
Well, being of the Jewish faith, we send them to the Jewish school over here where they learn both the Judaic studies and the English. So, education is important. Without education, kids just run around, join gangs, do what. If they're not in school, they're causing trouble. Pretty much. Unless it's summer, which we won't get involved in. But we need to educate our youth. They need to be educated by good educators who are qualified and know how to handle them. Because I know my kids aren't the easiest to handle. So I can't even imagine taking a class of 30 kids, each one from a different background, each one from a different home, each one from different personality, and trying to figure out how to do it. So teachers are definitely underpaid and underappreciated.
Do you feel
So-
that the system that you have them in is a good system? The school that you're in?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I graduated from there, so it can't be that bad.
Is it like a K through 12 kind of thing?
K through 8.
K through 8, okay. Then my question I was going to ask. So, do you think that you spend more time in like your backyard or your front yard, or like when you're
Front yard.
front yard? I mean,
I am what one would call a nosy neighbor. I like knowing what's going on the block. I like people coming on my block knowing they're being watched don't do something stupid because we're watching. So I'm usually on my front porch, pretty much watching.
Do you have like parties with your neighbors, or do you like grill out in your front?
You had garbage for
Not usually, but we did have a block watch meeting here about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And it was brought up that maybe we should have where people just come outside and walk around and talk to each other and meet each other and get to know each other.
Okay. So the neighborhood block watch, is that part of the SPCA, or is that a separate organization?
I think each block watch is separate.
Okay. Because I know you all have the same signs, like right?
The
Like
beware.
block watch, and that's kind of like an eye thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that comes from the police.
Okay.
Because someone's not going to do a crime when they're being watched.
Is it?
So we want people to know that we're watching our neighbors' houses and making sure not. Just don't come here if you want to bring mischief.
Okay. How are we looking on time, Kim?
We're at almost 40 minutes.
We need more?
Not necessarily.
Hmm.
I'm just thinking of
I could talk more, whatever you want to ask.
oh,
It's
we
been a good
didn't.
interview so far.
So stewardship. I know we're not in your home. Maybe you could talk a little bit about how you feel.
Would you like to go next door? It's not that far. This is my childhood home.
I mean, I was gonna ask about we've asked people about gardens or renovations to their home and things like
My
that.
wife does gardening,
Okay.
and she plants vegetables. She just planted, what are they called? Like, it's not spices. What are spices?
Herbs.
Herbs, thank you. She loves planting. And my kids have toys in the backyard. They have a tetherball thing. They have a climbing thing. But in renovations, we just got, what's it called when you lift up the roof?
I don't know.
Aren't you
What
guys
would you
architects?
What would you lift it up for?
To make more room inside?
You just lofted it in?
Yeah.
Spacer.
This-
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that would make sense. Like lofting the ceiling.
Because the ceiling was at like a, what kind of angle is this?
Oh, was it a...
45 degrees.
Yeah, 45. So we raised it so we could fit a bunk bed in.
Oh, okay, so it was...
Oh, this
Because we
fits.
needed the room.
Okay,
It was at 45. We raised it to
90.
something like that. You're the architect, so.
Definitely.
Yes,
Perpendicular.
Got it.
because we needed the room. So when they redid the roof, because of the hail damage, we got, not spacer. I don't remember what it's called.
And does your family use the things your wife grows, like for
Yeah.
food?
Yeah, we get tomatoes. I like spicy food, so she planted jalapenos. I can't even remember all the herbs she's planted, but what's it called? I don't know, but she put it in a salad and it was awesome.
Oh, what it?
She put the herb in the salad.
Cilantro.
Probably.
Or kale.
Cilantro.
Or other.
Fresh cilantro is really good. With tomatoes and avocados. That's one thing I don't worry about is going hungry. If you couldn't tell.
So, where do you do most of your grocery shopping, and what kind of?
Kosher Meat Club.
Okay. Do you get it for
But-
free?
Someone pays for it.
Oh, that's nice.
It was very diplomatic.
Thank you. But for they don't sell vegetables or fruits there. So sometimes we go to Sendik's, Sentry.
That's okay.
Um,
It's a very lively household.
oh yeah. That's, yes.
People in and
It's
out all
never
the
a
time.
never a quiet minute here.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Thank God.
Hey.
Everything right? You need more light? I can open the shades.
No,
It's a
we're-
microphone now. No.
Oh, like last time, the radio?
Yeah.
Okay. You have a nice meeting.
Nice to meet
You
you.
too. Nice to see us.
Yes. What were we
We were talking
discussing?
about grocery store.
Oh yes.
Food,
But
some gardens.
my wife goes to Myers also. But gardens, yeah, she got into that 2 years ago. 3 years ago. So we have a little garden in the backyard, and she started planting against the house. That's all her. All her.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Mm-mm.
In your house, do you have a space where you spend a lot of your time? Like you personally?
Basically, living room and dining room. I could take you there if you want to go.
That'd be nice if you could maybe just do a walkthrough and we'll record you while you're talking about all that.
No problem.
That'd be great.
It might be a mess,
That's
so
no-
I take no responsibility.
And then, if we could also
But-
take some photos.
Of the house?
Yes.
If it's clean, I don't care.
And we
Just
also-
nothing on the ground.
That's
You know what I mean?
We'll get a bump through it.
Yeah.
We'll be taking pictures of some of
Yeah,
the
no
architecture.
problem.
And also, we need a photo of you, which we forgot at Pat Willet's place, so we need to remember to do that.
No problem.
Okay. So remind us if we forget. Later.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to add at this point, or just anything you think we haven't touched on?
I was just thinking about growing up here. I remember I must be 5, 6 years old. I was standing outside in the middle of summer, and it started snowing. I love this city. Yeah. Not just a little snow. It was like a big snow. That was great.
You like that?
I love the cold weather. I was born and raised in here, and I've only lived in cold cities. I went to school here, Cleveland, Chicago, Detroit, Toronto, New York. I've never been to, like, for an extended period, Florida or California. I love the cold. I love it.
I used to live in Florida,
Hmm.
so I.
She's not used.
But
Did you live in Detroit, and Toronto?
I was in high school there.
Why?
For a Jewish high school.
So you still lived here, but you would.
Yeah. I would go there for school and come back here for holidays
That's interesting.
and vacations.
Is that a common thing with like? You think so?
Yeah. I mean, we do have a high school here on the east side, right near UWM, right up Hartford. You know where it is?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it.
It cause trouble? Do they cause trouble?
Oh, do they cause trouble?
Probably
usually.
not.
Okay, good.
We cause enough trouble.
Yeah,
ourselves.
that's all the UWO students.
Right.
Usually.
Okay, good. But each school caters to a different type of child, different type of person. So
That's interesting.
I went for 9th through 11th in Chicago. Then 12th grade I went to Detroit. And then for first year I went to Toronto. And then the next year I went to New York, and then I went to work in Cleveland. I used to teach a boy, or shadow, a boy with Down syndrome. Did that for 2 years. And then I went into real estate. And I got married. We moved back here. And I've been in the family business ever since.
Perfect. Then I suppose we should. I have another closing script, but we'll go do the tour and then I'll do that
I
after.
really hope it's clean.
Oh, really? We're not here to judge your home.
Oh, I'm not worried.
You wanna maybe stop this and then start a new one, or just keep it going?
No, keep it going.
You can edit it?
Yeah, we're gonna edit all of this. Yeah.
We can go back. once we put it on the computer.
She thought I was like 50, right?
I don't know.
So what, you're like 27?
I'm 19.
It's a joke.
You know what? You're young too. You can't pretend like.
I look young.
He looks younger
It's
than
the
me. I
gray
think.
hair.
Okay.
Let me take this out. It's good.
Where'd you guys go? Oh, there you are.
We're here.
Sorry.
Oh, no worries. Is the house clean? Yeah, because we have to go in. Take a tour.
It's just audio.
Audio.
What time is it?
Decent amount.
Just don't comment on how it looks.
Okay, we won't.
He's just gonna be talking.
Yeah, we're just gonna have him talk.
I don't know what you're saying, but I love you.
Vicky?
About candy.
Who wants a candy? You got a free time to that. The lady said that you have a candy.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. He's mine. He's mine. He's mine. He's mine. She's mine. He's mine. Right?
I hope
Right?
it was yours.
She thought I was born in the 60s.
Oh, what?
That's a compliment. Ask her.
Why?
He likes pretending he's older, so it's fine.
Excuse me.
I see what's up.
Yes. Yes. I love being. Oh,
Oh.
This is a lot different than
my parents
where
are.
we were
Yes.
before, actually. Parents' house.
Is this an office space?
No, this is my dining room.
Just
Oh,
you lead us through and
this is
tell
the
us
dining
about
room
It. Okay.
where we eat our meals.
You can just say whatever you want about it.
Best thing ever. Everyone should get one.
What is it?
You describe it.
Okay, so it's kind of like a
A Coke fridge.
like a retail Coca-Cola fridge.
Yes.
With the glass front on it.
Yes.
To see everything that's inside.
Yeah.
Well, that's not wine, but it's great for sodas and whatnot.
Right.
And this I had to put on for the kids. A lock.
There's a lock on the top of the
Fridge.
fridge.
And I'm very proud that I was able to do it.
They steal food out of there and they're not
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to.
Oh, yeah. Here's our fish tank. This is our dining room.
Okay.
No, living room.
Used to be a dining room?
Yeah, we switched it up because that room's a bit, the new dining room is bigger. And this is our fish tank. If you know anyone who wants one, because Mikey's got a new tortoise,
Okay.
I love chickens.
so you could play with it after, if you want.
Tortoise, yeah.
For sure.
This is, on Friday night, my wife lights candles, so this is where we light it.
Could you tell us maybe about some of these photos?
These are holy rabbis.
Okay.
This, he's from like the 1800s, I believe, and the rest are more modern. That top middle one, holding the baby, that's the Rabbi Milwaukee, Rabbi Tversky. So, and he's holding, I believe, no, I know, my eldest son in that picture.
Wow.
You remember I told you I went to school in Toronto? This man was in charge of the school.
Okay.
And this wall is pretty much my family. These are my grandparents, my wife's grandparents, my grandmother, my father, my grandfather, my wife and I, my uncle. And this is Rabbi Tversky. This is Rabbi Tversky's father.
Okay.
And that's my rabbi who lives there, and my grandmother, who I stayed by in Chicago. That's her. And more holy rabbis. The kitchen. This used to be a duplex. And there was a wall here with a door, so we knocked down the wall, and now it looks more like a one family. I think so.
Good.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Remember, no comments.
No, I'm not.
This is, I'm joking. This is the kids' art room slash wee room slash playroom, which means, yeah. This is our guest room right behind you.
Okay.
The bathroom. It's a full bathroom. I think that's what it's called, right?
Yeah, it's got a bath, yep.
And so, like,
That is so cool. Sorry.
so like these would be the original hardwood, and then this was
Yes,
put on
we
top.
just got our kitchen redone. So these are somewhat new floors.
Okay.
This is the kitchen area where all the magic happens.
That's very nice.
Thank you. It's all my wife, not me. Architecturally speaking, what would you say?
About the entire place?
No, the
Not
kitchen.
just the kitchen. It's a pretty large kitchen. You could actually
There's
probably
a lot of
fit
space.
a island here. For
A
more
moving
counters.
island or
Just,
a built-in?
Uh,
Let me
it
draw
could be
something
island.
up.
Could be island. We could, yeah. You have been
Yeah.
going around measuring all of the buildings, so we could put you on the list for.
Sounds good to me.
I was gonna ask about these schedules.
Oh, my wife does a mommy camp.
Oh, what?
A mommy camp
Okay.
because we didn't send our kids to camp. So week 1 was Mexico, 2 was America, and I'm not a big camper.
Right.
So for camping, we just pushed the table and slept in the living room and dining room on air mattresses.
Oh, okay. That's
Because
cool.
last year we didn't have air mattresses and I slept on the floor,
Oh, yeah.
and that was not fun.
So it's
But-
just like
So she plans out the whole summer.
so each week is just like a theme of a different place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This
That's
week I
cool.
believe is Italy. Week 3, yeah.
And she does that all herself.
Mm-hmm.
That's neat.
Yes, she is amazing. Make sure you don't cut that part out. No. Like truly, truly amazing person.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Could you, if you're okay
Yeah.
with it, could you lead us upstairs and downstairs too?
Okay, I'm just telling you right now. Responsibility.
Okay.
Okay.
Just watch your step.
It's all your kids' fault.
Yes.
I can't imagine with 6 kids. My one sister can tear up a whole house. So I don't
It's
know.
how. Oh, I guess it's kind of not how you grew up, because you said you're.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
I
it's
do
all-
have a lot of nephews and nieces.
Okay. Yeah.
We-
What is this for?
That's a crawl space.
Oh, okay.
You can open it if you want to look in. It's just got like suitcases and
Okay.
miscellaneous. There's a light in there. If you see the string, right when you look up.
Look up. Oh, there it is. Okay.
It's a little crawl space.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, it's about, let's see, 10 feet back, 15, and goes up at a slight angle.
I'll be quiet. Okay.
we were
You
told
see that
this,
angle?
That one is not 45 degrees.
That's a little.
Is that?
That's a little.
That's a little
more
bit
than
steeper.
45.
Well, that's what that room was
Oh, okay.
Okay.
before we got the.
So I got swung up a little
This
bit.
is our laundry room.
Okay.
Used to be in the basement, but when we remodeled, we moved it up here.
So what was this before? A closet or a bathroom?
I think this was one big room that we
Oh.
split off, making a laundry room.
Okay.
Okay.
I imagine this is running all the time.
Oh yeah. See, so we raised the roof in this room.
Oh, okay. I see exactly how. I was thinking it was 90 degrees, but it goes up.
Right. Doesn't go all the way up.
It goes up about like 5.5-ish feet.
Right back. Sorry. Excuse me.
And then it slants
It
up.
used to slant.
Here's the laundry chute.
Sorry.
There's the
Yeah.
laundry chute. Do you
There's
use
one
it?
downstairs also.
You don't?
My kids do to throw stuff down. but- Here, this is how the room used to be.
Okay. So it
That
went
angle.
almost- Okay.
And
Oh,
we
wow.
could not fit this in with that angle there.
That's a sharp angle.
That's just like the bungalow that we measured.
So they took it from here and raised it to here. I knew there was a reason we kept that side. And that's their closet, which thank God my kids are readers. So
Yeah, it's a lot of
we
books.
have quite a bit of books. This is their bathroom. Do not recommend going in there. That's the other bedroom.
Okay. Did you put in that molding?
I think it came with the house. The artwork is specialty of my kids. Yes. I figure until they're much older, or till I'm ready to sell the house. I'm not gonna bother trying to paint because they'll color on it.
Might as well
a
just
blank
leave it.
canvas for them now.
Pretty much. Sorry, this is my room. There's another bathroom we put in.
Why are there so many vents here like this? Do you know?
Because
Used to
the
be a
person.
wall.
This was one big room, I believe. No, there was a wall right here. There was a hole, not a hole, archway, like downstairs between the, right here.
Right. Okay.
And we patched it up and made this one room.
It's nice building again. It's different.
Yes. That's just another bathroom.
Okay.
I have pictures of the kids, but you can't really see them. And as I said, that's Daddy's girl.
You're right there.
That's my baby. But, ooh, this is the family. I think it's from last year.
Oh, that's nice.
We brought a scanner with us.
You can
Oh.
scan something this big.
Yeah.
I think
It's actually a pretty good picture. I
I
don't
mean,
mind
if
it.
you're okay with it, because your children are in it.
Yeah.
But
You'd have to ask the lady downstairs.
okay.
Personally, I don't care
Yeah,
because it's
that's
actually a
Definitely
very good picture.
For children, it gets a little bit.
Yeah, but that's a nice photo. We'll just crop everybody out but her.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's
right
right
there. Yes, she's cute.
Yes, she is. And spoiled. But
I think.
we're next to the basement.
Yes.
More fun.
You have to bring that down.
Hmm?
You have to bring it down and show everybody.
But one thing about boys, it's not, in the beginning it's not easy, but once they're older, I'm hoping and praying that it'll be easier.
I think
Yeah,
so.
that's how it goes.
Because what's your
As we go down.
Yes.
Oh, is this the,
basement?
what is this one?
That's a milk chute.
Ah, okay.
You can
This
open
is,
it.
This is important, actually. We've been talking about these. So it's closed off from the outside.
It locks from the inside.
Can you
It
open
does.
it from the outside as well?
If it's
you
unlocked.
it's got a hook and eye on the inside.
Oh, okay.
If you move that, you could see outside.
Okay. Well, some people have
Just mortared it
Sealed
over.
them.
Oh.
Yeah, sealed it over.
I like it because I keep my grilling stuff in there. Yeah, watch your step.
Oh wow.
So this is pretty much where they play.
Okay.
This room, they had a, which wonderful boys tend to do things to, their toys.
Nice.
Well,
So this space is more or less just
For the
like
kids.
storage and play space. Okay. So you don't use that laundry room down here anymore?
No.
Okay.
No, if you know anyone who needs a washing machine and dryer, send them here, they can have it.
Great.
They haul it away,
Um,
but,
is it a violin?
yes, do you know someone who plays? Because the strings are like this.
Oh, I was gonna ask if you play the violin.
I wish.
Who plays it?
No one. Someone gave it to me,
Oh, okay.
and then the strings got all messed up, and my kids got into my baseball cards.
Oh no.
this looks like a new discovery.
Yes. All my base. Okay.
So are these old?
Hmm?
You collected baseball cards,
Yeah.
or do you still collect them?
If I find a good one. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see that one. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yes, it's another fireball. But it goes all the way around.
Oh yeah, back here. I see.
Just careful. As you know.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Is it okay if it go back here?
You can make